You're probably going to be inside a car today. Maybe your own, maybe a rideshare, maybe a rental. And if that car is less than a year old, you are breathing something most people have never thought to ask about. Not exhaust, not pollution from outside. Something coming from inside the cabin, from the seats and the dashboard and the door panels themselves. And here's what nobody tells you. The better that car smells, the more of it you're probably breathing in. Most people think that new car smell is basically a nice bonus, a sign the car is clean, unused, fresh off the factory line. It's not that, not exactly. That smell is your nose detecting a chemical process happening in real time, right now in the seat you're sitting in. And the actual mechanism behind it has a name almost nobody knows of, even though it might be the single biggest air quality factor inside your own car. That mechanism is called off-gassing. Here's what's actually happening. Every plastic panel, every stitch of synthetic leather, every piece of foam under your seat was built using adhesives, sealants, and flame-resistant coatings. None of those materials finish curing the moment the car rolls off the assembly line. They keep releasing tiny amounts of VOCs into the air around them for months afterward. The exact same process that happens when you unbox new furniture or walk into a freshly painted room. Except a car cabin is smaller, sealed tighter, and gets far hotter than any room in your house ever will. And that difference is going to matter a lot in a minute. Researchers have identified more than 150 different chemical compounds inside that smell, collectively called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, formaldehyde, benzene, toluene, styrene. Several of these are classified as known or probable carcinogens. That word alone is enough to make this feel like a five-alarm story. But here's the number that actually matters, and it's not a scary one at first. Sunlight is technically a carcinogen too. So is alcohol. Being exposed to a carcinogen doesn't automatically put you in danger. What decides that is concentration and time. A 5-minute test drive is not the same exposure as a delivery driver spending 8 hours a day in a brand new van for a month straight. Dose is the whole story here. And that's exactly where this gets more serious than it first sounds. Here's the part almost nobody mentions. The chemicals that make the smell pleasant are not necessarily the same chemicals doing the damage. Formaldehyde has a sharp, identifiable odor, but some of the more concerning compounds found in car interiors, certain PFAS chemicals used for flame resistance and stain protection, produce no smell at all, which means the pleasant, expensive-feeling scent you associate with a new car is only reporting on part of what you're breathing. The part that might matter most is completely invisible to your nose. You cannot smell your way to safety here, and that's the whole problem with relying on "it smells fine" as a signal. Now add the one variable that changes everything: heat. The single biggest factor driving how much VOC concentration builds up in a cabin is the surface temperature of the materials inside it. Leave a new car in direct summer sun, and interior temperatures can climb past 140 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to make off-gassing accelerate dramatically. That means a car parked for 2 hours in a hot lot has measurably higher chemical concentration in the air than the exact same car sitting in a shaded garage. This is also why the smell is strongest in the first few months of ownership. VOC output peaks right after manufacturing and drops off significantly within about a year, as the materials finish releasing what's trapped inside them. The new car smell people pay extra to preserve is, quite literally, the smell of chemicals still finishing their exit. And here's where the risk stops being evenly distributed. Children are more vulnerable than adults. Smaller bodies, faster breathing rates, and car seats themselves often contain their own flame retardants and synthetic materials that off-gas independently. That means the space where a baby or toddler sits for the school run can carry a higher concentration than the driver's seat right next to it. The people spending the most time closest to the source are often the ones least equipped to handle it. None of this means new cars are secretly dangerous. The risk here is about degree, not catastrophe. But it does mean the smell everyone chases, bottles, and associates with success is the byproduct of an invisible process your car is still finishing. So next time you get into a car today, yours, a rental, a rideshare, and that smell hits you, you'll know what it actually is. Not luxury, not new, just chemistry, still working itself out, one breath at a time.